Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. I am Lee Meadows, Gooner Lee Mage, as you know, and I'll give you a rundown of today's main stories, if you like. The breaking news coming out from tonight is the news that I have seen off Twitter, or X, if you want to call it, from Eduardo Higuain, that a fee has been agreed between Arsenal and Monaco for the services of Florent Balogun. The USA international, of course, spent last season on loan in the French league, in Ligue 1, to Reims, where he scored 21 goals in 37 appearances. Prior to that, of course, he had a loan spell at Middlesbrough, where he scored 3 goals in 18 appearances. Will be very interesting to see, obviously, with the deadline of the transfers coming up next week, of course, whether this one will go through or not. Right, in terms of strikers for Arsenal, really good news has come out today in that Gabriel Jesus has returned to full training. Of course, after the World Cup last winter, of course, he picked up a nasty knee injury for Brazil. Meant that he missed a long period of time from coming back from the World Cup into the run-in. It will be very interesting to see if he figures over the weekend, or they just gradually get him back to fitness and hopefully get him good to go for the rest of the season. We shall see how that one will develop. So, in other news, in talks of with the transfer deadline looming, Kieran Tierney, of course, has not figured at all in matchday squads for the start of the season for the home game to Nottingham Forest and away to Crystal Palace. So Tierney continues to be linked with Real Sociedad, and there are a few rumblings of him returning to Celtic. Personally, at this stage, I'll be very surprised to see him returning to the SPL. I think it's more likely that he will return, go to Spain to develop his career. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be my decision, because I personally think that KT is probably the best left back that we have at Arsenal Football Club, if not the best left back in the league. But the fact that Mikel Arteta has excluded him for the first team squad for the first couple of games doesn't sit well for his Arsenal career. There are talks of a few other Arsenal players that have been sort of separated away from the main squad for training this last couple of days. I'll go through a few of these names. Cedric Suarez, of course, the versatile fullback who spent the last part of last season on loan at Fulham. I don't think any of us really expect him to feature anytime soon for Arsenal. He's been kept away from the squad, as has a mainstay probably for Arsenal for alongside either, amongst the squad at least, and that of course is Rob Holding, a Arsene Wenger signing from a long time ago from Bolton Wanderers. A lot of talk about him potentially leaving the club, and you know what? If it means him getting some first team football for himself in his career, fair play to him. Nicolas Pepe is a name that has recently been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia. In terms of this one, I really hope we can recoup some of the fee that we actually paid out for him, because Arsenal put out £72 million for him. He was our previous record signing. We shall see. The sands of time are going down on this one. I really hope we don't end up terminating his contract, as we have done in, let's be fair, quite a few notable first team players such as Aubameyang, Ozil and Kolasinac. Other names, there's two other names I want to talk about in terms of departures, permanent departures, I will say. Albert Lokonga, kept away from the first team, continues to be linked with Burnley. Nuno Tavares apparently has rejected the move away from Arsenal to Nottingham Forest. I would imagine he'll be looking for a permanent move somewhere out quite soon. And to finalise the departures from Arsenal today, I'd like to talk about Brooke Norton, the extremely talented right back, 19 years old, has today joined Millwall for a season loan. We wish him all the best. He has had a couple of spells away from the club. What I expect to happen here is that Brooke will have the season away at Millwall, and then he will be challenging for a first team place next season. The kid has got so much talent and ability. I just want to wish him well, really. One story that won't go away before I leave you all this evening is the rumblings of one Ivan Toney. The Brentford striker, of course, is suspended currently because of the accusations of irregular betting patterns, etc., for last season now. So as a player, Ivan Toney, I really do rate. His natural goal scoring ability reminds me of very much of me in my childhood, back in the day, watching Ian Wright on the Highbury pitch. He's got it all. He's just got that natural ability of getting himself in the right place at the right time, putting the ball in the net. The guy has very much spoken of his admiration for Arsenal Football Club. However, is suspended because of the, shall we call it, misdemeanor, until January. A fee has been sort of talked about a little bit in social media of around £80 million. It's a difficult decision for me. It's a very difficult decision to make. Do Arsenal put the money down on the Brentford striker right now? Or do they find somebody else from elsewhere and try and bolster our attacking options from there? I'd love to know what you guys think. So please give us a like on the video. Please subscribe to Gooner Gathering. Posh Bertie and myself will be back on the channel tomorrow. So that'll be at 7 o'clock on Friday night. That'll be a preview for the Fulham game. I hope to see you there, I guess. So, yeah, look after yourselves until we see you tomorrow. Look after yourselves, and we shall see you tomorrow.